Greetings to my family. Yes, for those of you who don't know, it means understanding her more. So if you're listening for the first time, yes, that's what it means. Right? So welcome to the new season. Yes, we've been out for a bit, but we are back, and we're back with something great. And as you know, the topics that we come with will cause you to think and say, oh yes, a true share talk, a true Katie talk. And we have two wonderful women sharing with us today on the topic of dating an overthinker. Are you an overthinker?
Oh my God, I was called a wonderful woman.
Yes, so Zaisha K is here.
Hi.
And Roxanne. Hi, ladies.
Hi,
ladies.
guys.
What's up?
I'm great. It's so nice to be back. I missed my family.
You should. They're awesome.
We're bigger and better. Where's the Roxanne? You were wondering what's up?
I wasn't wondering. I figured more or less that you were planning something big.
Big.
So
we're coming big.
Yeah.
We're
Big
coming
bad
big
comeback.
and better. A big bad comeback, you know? All right, so we're looking at dating an overthinker. No, it's easy. As I was saying before, ladies, it's easy for our brains to get carried away with overthinking.
Definitely.
Every single thing when you really like somebody. I mean, it does happen, right? And furthermore, you like them, so you want to make sure things keep going well between you two. So my first question that I'm going to point to Zaisha. How do you identify being an overthinker?
It's actually very, very easy. Well, for me as an overthinker, I'll be the first to raise my hand and say the way how I identify it is just the way I deal with my everyday tasks. Like I can be leaving my house and I have to check if I locked the door like 5 times, even though I know I locked it. In my mind, I just say, wonder if I lock it, I'm gonna go check it like 5 times just to see, just to reassure myself. So I'm obviously right then I can see that I'm thinking way too deep into the situation. So it's just
So,
that
like,
easy.
So like in our relationship, you'd say the female literally checks everything, even in a point of say you do it, or say something might not necessarily be wrong.
Yeah.
But you just make sure say everything all right.
Exactly. Just even in the questions that you ask, like if somebody say, if you're significant or they say, they're doing something normally that they normally do, and there's just one little thing that differs from the norm, you look into it and you say, but no sir, this is not normal.
This is
This is the one yesterday and the day before. Like normally
I could have
look
what
at that
happened
energy
so.
here, and today this some different. Like why I'm space this 2 times and I normally 1 time in space this.
No, that is detail.
Yeah, so you
Very
analyze
detailed,
every
very
single
deep.
detail to an
That deep.
almost insane, in an almost insane way.
So Roxanne, what are your views, especially in line with what Zaisha said? Because I can say yes, it happens, even with the whole point of good morning. You used to text me good morning and say you spell it out.
Yeah.
But one morning you wake up and you decide to say, me not spell it out. Me I go think something wrong. Like, all right, I need to investigate this. What's going on? Yeah.
Not even a short
And see what's
investigation,
going
but
on.
investigate at length.
Yeah, I get that. So as an overthinker, one of the things that happens for me that lets me know that I'm overthinking is that whatever I'm thinking about, no matter what I do, it's like it can't come out of my head. It doesn't leave, even when I'm doing other things. That one thought keeps pervading, and it's like it's on an endless loop. So using the whole example of the whole high babe thing, you normally get a high babe, or you're high with a whole heap of eyes behind it, and you get up one morning and it's just like a dry high, just the H and the I,
And the
you're
thing
like, okay, what that mean? And you ask, you're cool, and the person might say yes.
Yeah,
but then
you're not behaving like
you just think
And
about it
Roxanne, the thing is,
then
if you don't get
Yeah, despite
reassured,
the fact
like
that,
those thoughts will literally be lingering for days on end. If you don't feel like somebody says, "Oh no, that was nothing," you don't have to think that deep
yeah,
into it. Those thoughts will be on a constant loop in your mind over and over again. And you will lay awake at night thinking, "Oh my God, geez, what is into this? Like, what is the reason when it's really nothing?" So if you don't get
And
reassured,
that's it. That's the
yeah,
issue as well. Sometimes it's really nothing.
yeah,
It's nothing at all. Guys aren't necessarily the one to keep a trail or to keep a schedule of how they do things. We, on the other hand, we keep a trail of it.
yeah.
So this is how we, yeah,
yes,
we do. And that is it. We are so organized that we structure everything. We know how he does things. We know how he says things.
yeah.
We know that if him say, him vex, or when him say, ha, he's happy. But, it's a way of, it's how men operate. And so a lot of times it's not, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes he just really and truly don't feel like spelling out the good morning, or him really and truly never realize that one of the eyes shorten off of the high.
Or the thing to, piggybacking on something that you said,
Yeah.
that we make a mental filing cabinet of the things that they do. The reality of the situation is that sometimes it's
But
not even
ourselves as
a
well.
case of what they did
That's
or
it.
do, but
That's it.
yeah, it's our own personal experiences. So in our mind,
We're
or
upset.
when
Yes,
we
and our
text
thing
speak,
Exactly.
also is
it
that
means
we
that we're
feel like
Exactly.
upset, or
people
we don't
think as
believe that
deep
somebody
as
said
we do
whatever,
sometimes.
As we
So
do. And
when
that's
we
the
are doing
thing.
things and to
as
indicate
we
that we're
do.
upset about something
Yeah.
and somebody is not reading as deep into it as we would, we must say, "Oh, they don't acknowledge our feelings or
They
whatever."
don't acknowledge,
But
or
at
they
the
don't
end of the
understand
day,
us.
no one is thinking as deep
Yeah.
into the situation as we are. And
Honestly,
sometimes
That's the
we're our
thing.
own
That's
worst
the thing.
enemy.
yeah,
That's
honestly.
true. That is definitely true. Which would lead us to the question: what causes us to really overthink in a relationship? What really causes it? Roxanne kind of touched on it a bit, and it's a case of our own personal experiences
Yeah.
that would cause us to overthink. These are some things that would have happened
Yeah.
prior to this relationship that
It's
we're in,
just
and so
it's
we want to perfect it.
yeah. It's I think it has a lot to do with insecurity and mistrust, really.
And sometimes insecurity can just be for that one person.
Yeah.
I, I I
Yeah.
agree, but I disagree at the same time, in the sense that it's not necessarily insecurity as it is so much of, like, even go well, yeah. It's insecurity, but not so much in the sense that
Yes,
it's
we create a
a
lot
lot
of
about the
false narratives for
stories
real.
that we create in our head. So it's going back to, yeah, we create a lot of false narratives. So going back to the simple example of the whole high, how it's normally spelled out. So you probably had a conversation the night before, and in your mind, the
Meanwhile, not
conversation
gonna
went
say
in
no.
a particular direction. In
In your mind,
no,
things
no,
didn't
not
go
for
so
so
well.
long, but in your mind that in your mind things didn't go so well. So the next morning comes now, and babe says hi, but him left off two of the item, and you count it and know say it's
And then you
normally
start to
16, but today
piggyback
is
to what
14
happened
I
last
there
night and
behind it.
say, "Ma ask him if him alright, and him say, good, this
Right.
man him a go punish me after me extend my emotions to
Exactly.
But
ask him, are you
Exactly.
but I
okay?"
feel like I want to develop on what I said about the insecurity and mistrust. I feel like as
More
women,
that. Yeah.
we are basically trained not to, think too good of a particular situation because we're always expecting a bad thing to happen because of how we see women embarrassed in public every single day. So I feel like when we overthink a certain situation, is like we're trying to it's a method of self-preservation because we're looking and saying, okay, let me get ahead of this before something bad happens. So that's really what I mean. Like we're constantly living
Yeah,
in
yeah.
in like this
Yeah.
shell of in this shell in our minds that's saying, let me get ahead of this situation before I'm publicly embarrassed or something happens to me because
Right.
I didn't catch it in time. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's basically what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And
I
that
get
is true.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing I would look at as well, because Katie, you know
I
that I'm very
know.
big
I
as it
know.
relates to mental health and mental health advocacy. Yeah, but one of the things that a lot of people overlook as it relates to overthinking is that they don't realize that overthinking can be a
Yes,
byproduct of like
definitely.
It
anxiety
is.
and
No, it
Definitely.
depression or
is.
It
any of
is for
those
sure. That's a fact. That's a fact.
personal
It is.
things. You get me? Yeah, so a lot of people don't consider that, and especially because here in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, it happens worldwide, yes, but more so in the Caribbean and in Jamaica,
That is
where
Yes,
it.
these issues
we
go unaddressed
normalize certain
daily.
things to the point that we don't realize that, yeah, we don't realize that these are real issues that we need to be focused on. So when I think about a person all the time, even to a point where it can be destructive, then big it up like you have to think about your man all the time. If you not think
Yeah.
about your man all the time, this, that,
They
rare,
play
rare,
down
rare. And
things
it's
a
like,
lot.
if you're so consumed, yeah, but I'm thinking that if you're so consumed with one thing, one person, one thought, it's suggestive to me that there's something that you need to be doing to one, find out why it is that you're overthinking this thing. Is it that you have anxiety or depression? Is it that you have an insecurity? Is it that you have a self-limiting belief? What is it? And then when you discover that, put things in place to manage that so you don't end up overthinking to the extent that you make decisions or create situations that will even
Yes, that
feed
ties
into
into
the
my
things
point
that you
that
were
That's
I
true.
thinking
was saying
about in
that
the
we are
first
our
place.
own worst enemy sometimes because we create situations that aren't real and then they slowly eat away at our mental state because we're constantly building these narratives and building up basically negative situations against ourselves. And when these things turn out not to be real, we're looking at it and be like, whoa, so I did all this and it was for nothing, basically. So
And
Mm,
even when
mhm.
in some cases, even when they don't play out as how we actually visualized it to,
yeah,
we get mad at ourselves.
yes. So we eat away at ourselves, trying to say,
Yeah,
We said, okay, he is going he is going to hurt my emotions. He is going to do
yes,
something bad. And if he's too good, we still use it against him.
yes, something not right. You know, so
Something not
it is
right.
always the fact that we can't believe that something is
We
going good.
can't.
It's just
And
that,
so we overthink and
yeah,
analyze
that,
every single aspect
because
of
that's
it.
actually
We're expecting him to be this. I want to be totally nice to my guys. It's a new season, guys. You are awesome. You're amazing. You deserve an award for keeping up with us. Yes, they deserve an award.
putting
I'm
up with
just
our
gonna
good
stay
vibes.
silent.
The
but like the
most. I thank
But they do in the sense that we expect them to be the worst versions of men, and they play out to actually be
you.
good. And even in instances where, yeah, we get it, some of them might fall down, but they really are trying to work for us, work with us, and we're
Yeah,
like, no, something not
yeah,
right,
that is the
this are
phrase.
not right. Me no trust me not trust him.
Yeah,
In
Yeah,
too good, I do not trust him. And then we go into this
listen,
investigating
we
mode where we put on this black suit and we scroll through Instagram. We say something
yeah, we're
right.
going
We need to find
incognito.
something. Yeah.
but the thing about it is that you will see what you're looking for, you know. It's like when I first decided that I wanted to buy a Honda Fit, I started seeing Honda Fits everywhere. The thing, the thing
Yeah,
is, what you
your
Yeah,
put
that
mind
your
is
is
always
true.
focus
on
on is what you will
negativity.
see.
You will
So
find something
if
negative.
you are thinking, yeah, like if you're thinking that you might do something you're not supposed to do, everything
And that
becomes
is true.
something that feeds into that narrative. So him never tell you. He went out with his friends the night before, and he tell you that some girl roll up on him a particular way, and him have to make sure say, all right, him don't have him girl already, and whatever. He was probably honest enough to tell you, say, yo, babe, the girl, they look good, but you know, say, you my heart there with Zane. So he decided to be vulnerable, and in building the relationship, he told you something from an honest space. The next day, no, him probably get up later than him did need to get up, and him have to just get moving because him either late for class or him have a test, a sectional or something to do, and the normal routine of things break, right?
Yeah.
But just because him did tell you say, you link up with somebody, you turn detective now, and
That's why you
start.
You can't even eat breakfast with me again.
No sauce, wrong. Yes.
You now go for Instagram.
Lord God, she like the
girl
picture.
Like him, picture them. If she comment, if him reply to her comment, and then you start create this whole narrative. When all happen is that the brother get up late,
but
and
Roxanne,
him did just late, so everything
Roxanne,
just show off. And
we have to acknowledge, you know, that
story.
men,
exactly.
while
Yes,
you know,
love.
there's some out there amazing, 10 out of 10, nice. Glad you come see this. You know, nice. But at the end of the day, there are some men that are so embarrassing. You know, you just want to tear out your IoT and just put them on your dresser. Because you don't want to see no more. Trust me.
All right. So you said that, and I'm gonna just throw something on you right away, right? Mega throw something. For me, it's about perspective. No, if your mind is focused on those type of guys, those are the type of guys.
That is what this man.
You're going to see.
Those are the guys you're going to
Yes, man.
Some of these people are wolf in sheep's clothing.
I think what Zesha is trying to put forward, though, Roxanne, is the fact that they are, and which is why most times women expect the worst because of what it is that they are used to seeing.
Yes,
and it's not necessarily a lot of women are afraid, not because of their own experience, but the experience of others.
Them start their relationship and they say that, whoa, this person is so this and so that, and everything is so good about this right now, and 2 weeks down the line, 2 months down the line, you're saying this person transforming a whole new character we never even know about, we never even expect. And then you have to look into it and say,
that
makes you
never did a show
afraid.
before or anything. Why them never did a look on this or why them never did a look on that? And then you say to yourself, am I being ignorant or blissfully unaware? And then you're going to read deep into things. You get me? Because some of them are really just deceivers.
But I get all of that, and I like to when using examples, I like to talk about myself because I can't tell no lie on myself, right? So I've been in relationships where let me give a context. At a point in my father's life, and at a point in some of my brothers' lives.
Repeat that line for me.
Oh, yeah. So my father, when he was younger and not so wise, right? He would have my father, when he was younger and not so wise, he would have made some decisions that would have contributed to me being distrustful as it relates to men, right? I've heard about people's experiences where they meet the guy, he's sent from heaven, and then in transform into totally different. But you understand? but here's what happens. So you have facts versus interpretation of any situation. Everybody creates a narrative of situations, and yes, I do acknowledge the fact that you have some guys out there where it's like them in some contract with Satan and them operate from that point of view.
Oh,
But a lot of
Jesus.
us as women do not take responsibility for the fact that based on our own distrust, insecurities, the narratives that we create in our
Hurting
heads,
ourselves.
we end up creating these people, hurting ourselves, and we end up creating
But you
monsters
see where it
in
leads
the
back to?
men. Because hold on, man,
I'm sorry.
hold on, man. Me I go somewhere. So I meet a guy who is super
Mm-hmm.
awesome, but because of either past
Mm-hmm.
experience or what I've heard about men, and I'm overthinking again, wondering if I need to be paying attention to whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes act in ways and do things that ends up creating the situation for the guy to behave in the very way that I was suspicious of, when all along he was not
Yes.
behaving in that way. So
Mm. Mm. Or not only that too, Roxanne, we in this same scenario that you created, it could be a case where, as you said, he's perfect.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
amazing. I mean, perfect enough to love. And because we are expecting what we would have experienced in the past,
Mm-hmm.
we get blind to who he is. We didn't see the times when he was, we probably say the times he was messaging us after to check
Yeah.
if we're okay. We're thinking
Yeah,
of him being controlling. Oh, I control him, want to come control me. And want to know when me I got this, that, when really he just wanted to check if you're
Yes. I
fine. But
think what you
because of
guys are
what you're
saying is we
used
need
to,
to know how to
you
turn
think
over
you're
a new
seeing the
leaf
negatives and the
when we're
positives.
entering something new. But then
yeah.
about the interactions that make you build up these walls and think this way, it's the root of the problem is men and their deceitful ways that makes you no the root of the
No, the root of the no, the root of the
but
problem is
there's a lot
us
of
and the way
hurt
we
in the
think.
past that leads to certain situations and certain walls that we build up and certain narratives that we create in our mind. That's so basically the good suffers for the bad then, because
It,
the good suffers for the bad,
no, but yes,
because the
exactly.
bad
It comes back
person
to
where did
us.
go in
That's
with
on
all roses
us.
and flowers and you say, oh yes, this person is sent from heaven, you belt out Keisha Cole and you say, yes, this is it, and they mash you up, ruin everything, and then you can't turn up, they mash you up so till you can't turn over a good leaf with a new person who deserve it. And that is just the facts. They make you have to read into
Let's
everything.
Stacia,
And yeah,
be
it,
the
it goes
thermostat and don't be the thermometer.
and for that.
Like we allow life's mind you, I'm not immune
Yes,
from
true.
having been hit by different circumstances that influence certain kind of thinking. But here what it does, it influences a certain kind of thinking. At the end of the day, if say I have a relationship that ended very badly, man cheat on me with my best friend, and then
Mm-hmm.
they try to look my sister and all manner of things. At the end of the
On
day,
that
if
hurt.
I spend the time to do
Yeah.
the healing work instead of finding somebody to fill the gap, I can go in my next relationship thinking that
And I
yeah, I've been
totally
hurt
agree with that,
before, but these
Roxanne.
are the lessons that I've learned. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I personally
Mm-hmm.
can't shift the blame and the responsibility to them for
I'm not,
creating who I am.
yeah,
They may contribute to it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I me build the wall. In probably they hand me the brick, but if me never
yeah.
start the brick them upon each other, the wall
Well,
will a me at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's it for this. That's it for this. It's in, if not all, in most cases we
Mm-hmm.
have to take responsibilities for our actions as women, in understanding ourselves as well. Yes, we want men to understand why we behave the way we do, why we operate the
yeah.
way we operate,
While I'm not,
but it is also for
yeah.
us to
While I'm not solely
acknowledge the
putting the
fact
blame
that,
on them,
all
because
right,
everyone
really
has to acknowledge
difficult.
you're responsible for yourself, really and truly. And well, while you were hurt and your feelings are valid,
That is it, right?
you are hurt, your feelings are valid, and those emotions that you feel are real, and you're allowed to feel any way you want to feel. But it is also your responsibility to heal yourself so you can turn over a new page with somebody and actually enjoy life. You should not let your hurt from your past interactions
That is it.
define the way you go in life. You can't
That
just
is it.
always be
You
hurt
said
and
it. You
angry and
said it.
overthinking
So
every single day of your life. You must allow yourself to move on and go in
that is
another
it.
direction. But I'm just saying that there
That
are
and that is
contributing
it.
factors from past things.
That is it. We have to allow ourselves to
Yes.
heal.
Yeah, man. I can't let that go. I forgive.
All right, Zesha. We know you're not going to let go of that.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. So future.
Yeah,
Zesha
you have to
husband,
come correct.
You better not do
Correct,
nothing
man.
here.
Because
know
we're not
that
for this. Just cut
yeah,
you.
you better not do nothing. Just very correct, and don't come back to Keisha Cole song, please. But we could not have gotten to a better note. Zesha said it perfectly. Healing is important. And naturally, I think some of us will be overthinkers because we really like this person and we want it to be perfect. We don't want to fall short in anything. We don't want it to be a case where we're saying at the end of the day, it wasn't my fault. And so in overthinking, we want to make sure that everything is fine, everything is perfect. If I'm shorten one eye, I want to know why I'm shorten the eye so that we can get back the eye from the highs, So it's really about perfecting what we have, and so we overthink and analyze every single situation in detail, to ensure that this is what it was and we were happy here, and this is how I want to keep it because this is our happy place and this is where I want us to be for the rest of our lives. But we should bear in mind that there are going to be days when things are going to get unorganized, and we cannot blame men and say, oh, him a cheat on me, oh, him want leave me, oh Lord God, him next girl there. We don't necessarily, and I think we can just give ourselves a break from being investigators and being
The
detectives.
case cool.
Because really and truly, sometimes we're looking for a dead case. A case that doesn't even exist. We're looking for a case that doesn't exist, and we push ourselves, and that might cause us to push them away. So we want to be careful in being overthinkers, which we're going to close on one little point from Zesha and Roxanne on how do you think men can help in cases of their women being overthinkers? How can they help us in that capacity? 1 point from Roxanne and 1 from Zesha.
Okay, so my 1 point is constant reassurance. Please don't let a person get away with their thoughts, especially your significant other. Please tell them that they're loved, they're appreciated. Everything that they do does not go unnoticed, because sometimes that's all they need for their partner to tell them that I'm here for you, and please stop read deep into this beats. It's never that deep, Sometimes that's just all you need. So that's my 1 point.
Yeah, definitely.
What would be my 1 point? My
Roxanne?
1 point, I think, would be ask the right questions. So when you realize that your partner is going off on a tangent and doing the most, because you're trying to understand where she's coming from, try to ask the right questions so that you can get a sense of what is contributing to her feeling this way and thinking this way. And then when you ask the right questions, you can then do what Zesha says. Reassure her that, listen, I hear you and I understand what you're saying. However, this is not what is going on. And offer the reassurance that everything all right. If you need to get a little explanation, then you do that. If you just need to give her a hug or something we should like, something, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. And we couldn't have ended on a better note, guys. Now, for our listeners, we want to hear from you. And as such, we have a special feature called In Her Shoes. And it's really about what you would do if you were caught between a rock and a hard place. We know what that means, right? So to participate, just go over to our Instagram page at Understanding Her More, and that's understanding_her_more. Now, we spoke about dating an overthinker, and we looked at, how women think, why they do it, and how men can help us as women in that capacity. Also for men to just learn and just take some little notes. Men, I hope you were taking notes, because you will find some of us who are overthinkers, believe it or not. And I just want to say a big thank you to my guest for today, Zaisha K.
Thank you
and
for
Roxanne.
having me.
Thank you, ladies.
Nice. Glad me come out, come see this.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So, guys. So to our loyal, faithful listeners, to our new listeners as well, if you think you're a boss lady, you have your own. The next episode is definitely for you. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But until next time, I'm your host, Katie K.
Roxanne,
Good.
girl.
You are welcome.
I'll tell you.